Hello everyone, my name is Steven and welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading some Choosing Beggars stories, recounting the many tales of people who not only want their cake, but want to eat it too. And just let me say, if you're not already subscribed to Storytime, please consider doing so. But with that being said, let's sit back, relax, and listen to some captivating Reddit stories. Guy wants me kicked off a plane because I won't move my seat. Last night, I took a midnight flight from Australia to New Zealand on an airline service named similar to Plain Sun. For anyone that lives in or around Australia, you'll probably know this is your bottom-of-the-barrel budget airline, so while it's cheap, let's be real, you can't expect to be traveling in luxury. Therefore, due to my long legs, I did what any rational person does and booked extra legroom in the emergency exit row aisle seat. I boarded, I sat, the plane took off. No typical Karen trying to steal my seat as most of these plane posts seem to go. About 30 minutes into the flight, as everyone is trying to get some sleep, the person behind me in standard seating, annoying dude, starts kicking my chair and swearing under his breath. The space is small, it sucks, I get it. After he settles down, I rest my back against my chair again. A moment later, I feel a foot kicking my aisle side armrest and the following is heard.
Can't you move your seat? You're taking up so much freaking room, I have no space.
Mate, the seat is literally welded to the floor. I'm sorry, but I can't move my seat. Annoying dude kicked the armrest again and, I believe, turned to his sleeping companion and said,
This stupid idiot won't give me any space for freak's sake. My legs are squashed. I'm freaking tired. I want some freaking sleep, but I won't get any because of this freaking cat.
Thinking back, I probably should have called the steward at that point, but I'm flawed. What can I say? Swearing is a pretty normal thing here, but Christ. A couple minutes of silence later, and he's back at it again. Kicking the back of my seat like a toddler, punching the headrest, shining his phone light on my sleeping face to wake me up and yell at me, swearing to his companions about every kind of idiot I am. You get the picture. At one stage, I turn around to him and yell, "Can you stop harassing me? For God's sake, I literally cannot move this chair." No response. I was at the stage where I kept saying to myself, next time he does it, I'm pressing the call button. Fortunately, or unfortunately for me, annoying dude presses the call button. A stewardess comes.
Either tell this idiot to move her seat or get her off the plane. I'm trying to sleep and she won't give me any freaking leg room.
Well, we can't move her seat, but we can move you to the back where there are less people.
Just give me a chair with more freaking legroom. This is ridiculous. Give me her seat.
There's some seats in the back. Follow me. As the stewardess walks down the aisle, annoying dude gets out of his seat, punches the back of my chair, grabs my ponytail and yanks it before walking off to follow the lady. By the time I turn around to yell at him about what the actual frick he thinks he's doing, he's quite a way down. While I didn't see him again after that incident, I do know he didn't get a better seat because I booked the last extra legroom seat on the plane. The only other thing that happened was when the plane landed and I tried to get off. Annoying dude's companion tried to body block me from getting out of my seat, but I was working on 30 minutes of sleep at this point and just pushed her aside. I was too tired for that stuff. Anyway, sorry, no amazing ending. I just wanted to share why I'm so grumpy this morning on my first day of vacation. There's a lot of choice words I have for this guy. I don't know what his problem was. I don't know how he couldn't wrap his head around the fact that there is no more legroom to be had. It's a bottom-of-the-barrel flight. You should know what you're getting yourself into, and planes are frequently packed like sardine cans. This dude had temper issues to the nth degree, and there's a lot of things I would love to say to this dude. Boss wants me to work part-time for no salary after my contract ends. Time for a rant about my boss. I currently work at an equestrian farm where we do riding events with children. I have been here for 9 months, but I will quit soon and go to university. My boss seemed sad about me leaving and offered me to give me a part-time job during holidays. We usually get 15 to 20 kids then, and they all get a 2-hour riding trip, food throughout the day, and spend the rest of the day drawing pictures and doing crafting. The parents pay a ton of money for this. So when I was offered to switch to part-time to help out, I obviously asked about the payment and told her minimum wage would be fine with me if she had any trouble paying me. Suddenly, she got mad at me and told me it was inappropriate for me to ask for salary. I would be helping out and not work full-time, therefore I wouldn't deserve a payment. She literally told me I would get free food the entire week or day of the event, and I could convert 1 hour of helping out into 1 free writing lesson.
That would be enough and I shouldn't be spoiled.
I told her I am not interested in writing lessons because I barely have time for it. She kept on talking that she can't offer me anything else, and all the middle school kids who write at our place and help out do it like this, and they never complained. When I told her that, unlike school kids, I need to pay my bills and my rent every month, she left the room and told me if I have trouble with money issues, I should look for a new job.
Well, yeah, a job is done because you want to earn money usually,
unless it's something that you're so passionate about that you would do it for free, which obviously OP blatantly said they are not. I don't know who this person is expecting they're just gonna get free labor, and I don't know if the food here is that good that you would be willing to spend time out of your day working part-time for no salary and just free food and writing lessons that aren't useful to the person. Hopefully OP got a actual good job somewhere else. I want your desk chair delivered. A couple of years ago, I was trying to get rid of a leather desk chair. It was in good order but too large and in the way, and I was trying to get rid of it fast, so I offered it on a local site with the offer to drop it off, if it was anywhere close. 30 minutes later, I get a message. It went something like this. Choosing Beggar says, "Hey man, I really need that chair. Could you deliver it to my house?" Depends on the address, and if you're not there, you lose the chair. Choosing Beggar posts his address. "Sure, that's less than a mile from here. I'm off next Friday or during the weekend. Tell me when and I'll drop it off." "Can you drop it off tomorrow morning?" Today was a Sunday evening. "Sorry, have to work then." "Aw man, do I really have to wait until Friday?" This is where I thought I wasn't going to give another inch for a free chair with free delivery. You want it fast? You give me an incentive rather than complaints. Yep, just tell me the time and I'll be there. No messages for 2 days. I put other offers on hold and put the ad on reserved too. Is Friday 9 a.m. an option? That's a pretty bad time, but I can do it for you. That's great, man. I'll be home between 8:30 and 9:30, so no need to be precise. Okay then, I'll be there around 9:15 tops. Had to drop the kid off at school. Friday arrives, so I get there at 9 a.m. spot on because traffic was light. I ring his doorbell, wait 5 minutes, ring again, try to call him for 5 minutes, ring again, and decide that I've wasted enough of my time. Later that evening. "Yeah, so I was home all day, but you never showed. Can you deliver it this evening?" "No can do. You weren't home when I got there, and I tried to call you as well as ring the doorbell for 15 minutes. You didn't pick up or do anything at all to make this work." "Sorry about that, man, but I really need that chair." "Well, good luck finding another because this one is already gone." I searched the guy's address during the day too. The first hit on Google was a second-hand furniture dealer. He was offering my chair on his website for 50 euros. The one who actually got the chair was very sincere about not needing the delivery and was fairly insistent on walking to my home. Only when I told her the wheels would be damaged, hard plastic on asphalt or rocky road is not a good combo. Made her pause, but she still wasn't happy. I told her if she was home, I'd drop it off because it really was in the way at home and still in the car because another guy didn't meet the deal. She asked for 3 p.m. because her daughter would surely be home and she would be otherwise. The girl was absolutely thrilled and profusely thanked me for it. I went home all warm and fuzzy. If this dude was really trying to make a buck off this chair, don't you think he would be there to get it? I don't even understand why he wouldn't go through with this plan. Why would he go as far as listing the chair on the website but not actually securing the inventory? Like, I'm not even talking about the fact that he's trying to rip this dude off, it's just the dumbness of this dude. Whatever, at least it went to somebody who actually did deserve it. My cousin is always honest in his job. Others aren't. This is a second-hand story from my cousin. It will be short as he didn't include a lot of details or actual quotes. My cousin is a mechanic. His job and passion is working on cars. One day, a guy arrives in his garage and says the car has trouble with the handbrake. Dave checks the car and tells him that he needs to change the handbrake cable, about 50 total, and make some repair on the wheel axis. In total, it would have been something like 300 to 400 depending how long the repair actually took. This guy flips out, starts on the usual spiel. "It's too much, this is a scam, how dare you ask so much money? Guy X at Y place could do it in half the time for half the money, yada yada yada." Now, I'm not sure how things work in other places, but where we live, you don't discuss prices. You either pay or you shut the heck up and leave. So the guy gets, not literally, kicked out of the garage. A couple days later, guy comes back asking if they could do the job. Apparently, he did go to his guy X at Y place, and instead of being professional and doing the job, the people there tried to actually scam him and told him he needed a completely new wheel axis along with a buttload of other stuff for a total of close to $3 grand. Just another day in the job, apparently. Small story of a choosy beggar finding out what a real scam looks like. Even if this guy did actually think the prices were outrageous, he could have done the civilized human thing, walked up to the counter or talked to the dude at the counter and simply said, okay, thank you for the quote, I'm going to take this to a couple other places, compare my options, and if it works out, I'll be back. That's it. You don't have to yell, you don't have to accuse anything, just be a civilized human. Boss wants me to continue working at 2.5 euros an hour. I'm 21, been doing an unpaid internship in marketing for a small startup. I say startup, but it's been around for a few years. Simply because I've never had office work in this country before, and foreign students like me really need experience to find employment. I'm also in a master's program, but I put my studies on hold to work full time. During the internship, my school gave me monetary support for a total of 1,600 euros. They will give this amount to any unpaid internship, part-time or full-time, and no matter how long, but you can only get it for one internship or study program. My internship ends this month and my boss would like to keep me working part-time. I need to go back to school, but he insists on using my school's internship support as basis for my salary. Last month, I asked for 13 euros an hour, the average for a paid intern where I live, and he said that's too expensive, and more than an official employee is paid if you multiply it up, which of course is bull. Since I got 1,600 euros for the 4 months as a full-time intern, he wants to pay me 200 euros a month while I work 20 hours a week. That's 2.5 euros an hour. I already turned that down and been asking for negotiation this entire month, but he kept dodging me by working from home and said that he was too busy. All while he kept asking me to work overtime and perform more duties than a marketing intern usually does. It's like he's pouring work on me on purpose so I wouldn't have time to nag him about my salary next month. Today, I texted him that unless we can reach a reasonable agreement tomorrow, I won't be there next week. We're currently in the middle of a big project that concerns my home country. He needs my language skills. I've applied to some other places and I'm waiting on them, but I honestly like this project and the other people I work with, my boss excluded. I'd be very sad to have to leave suddenly, but I feel like my boss is leaving me no other choice. Yeah, this one is good on OP. Don't let them take advantage of you, let them realize the value of your work. And since you like the place so much, I would recommend for them to continue negotiating. If they can't figure it out for something that is livable and doable and something that makes them satisfied, then yeah, they're gonna have to find another job or opportunity elsewhere, which is unfortunate, but the boss just doesn't value his employees correctly. Cousin's husband wants discounted childcare. Hi guys, so this happened over the weekend and I've been thinking about it since. So obviously I'm a nanny. I've been caring for children for years with all age groups, so I have plenty of experience. Well, my cousin and her husband had their baby 2 months ago. I love my cousin and the baby, but her husband is so I really only come around for her and the baby. They are also a party couple, partied every weekend and some weekdays before they got pregnant. Well, they are ready to resume the party life a few times a month, which is fine because they really are cutting down now for the baby. My issue is that they asked me what I would charge them to watch the baby overnight and until 3 on the next day so they can sleep it off. So about 15-ish hours of me having their baby. Now the baby is great. He sleeps well and eats well, is generally not fussy, but he is still a very young infant and that comes with a lot of risk. So for a baby that young, I would charge $200 to $250 for an overnight that long. Because again, it's 15 hours. Now at first, I didn't want to tell them what I would charge because I wasn't comfortable talking about it because I knew this would lead somewhere I wasn't going to like. Well, they insisted and I was right. My cousin was okay with this, but her husband, he got mad. Like red in the face mad. telling me that it was terrible I was charging them so much for a baby so little, and that we are a family and I shouldn't be so selfish because they deserve to have fun too. I said, yes, you're right. You're family. I normally wouldn't care for a baby that young overnight at all, so I'm already helping you there. Also, I work so much and go to school full-time as well. So the weekends are the only time my husband and I get to do things together, so that's my time that's being used up. I was upset and confused. My cousin apologized for him, but I'm just so torn. I love my cousin, but I think her husband was out of line here. I'm a nanny. This is my livelihood. This is how I pay for my own bills and food. I just don't feel like I was being unreasonable. I've never had a family have an issue with my pricing. I just don't feel comfortable caring for a baby that young overnight for so long and for such little money. He said $100 is already pushing it, and I said then I think you should consider someone else because that's my rate. My husband says I was right, and my cousin in secret said she understands and that she isn't mad at all. The only one upset is her husband. This is also not the first time her husband has lost his stuff on someone for something so small. He has a history. I just don't know if I should do it anyway for my cousin's sake to have fun, or say no because it's my job to care for kids and he was so disrespectful about it. I don't think they should give in to anything like that. It's gonna be emotional manipulation, it's going to be frustration, anger, stress. It's just not a situation you should get involved in. If they're going to give you the rate you said you want, or if they're going to treat you with respect, then maybe you can figure something out, but I would recommend not buckling into that anger and fussy, you're gonna have to do it my way because we're family type thing. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to and watching the Storytime channel. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and leave any feedback you can in the comments below. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.